We are descendants of Neanderthals. Did modern humans interbreed with Neanderthals? What genes did we inherit from Neanderthals? We will try to answer these and similar questions in today's episode of the series Secrets of Genes, in which I welcome you. My name is Eduard Kejnovsky, and I work as a geneticist at the Institute of Biophysics of the Czech Academy of Sciences. When modern humans set out from Africa to the north about 50 to 100,000 years ago, they encountered not only new climates and new challenges. They also met their distant relatives, the Neanderthals, and the encounter between these two human species was more than just a brief greeting. It left traces that we still carry today. Today, most people outside Africa have between 1 and 3% Neanderthal DNA in their genome. At first glance, that may seem like a small amount, but these segments are not random. They influence our immune system, sleep, skin response, ability to survive winter, and even minor anatomical details. And some of them actually helped us survive. What is the legacy of the defenders of the North in our genomes? The most significant mark Neanderthals left is in the genes that control our immunity. Variants of the TLR1, TLR6, and TLR10 genes teach us to recognize pathogens more quickly. As it turns out, these genes helped people during their expansion into Europe, an environment full of bacteria and viruses that African populations had not yet encountered. But this superimmunity comes at a price. Some Neanderthal variants increase susceptibility to allergies or autoimmune diseases. What once helped us may now be an overburdened defense system. Another group consists of genes related to skin, hair, and adaptation to cold. Neanderthals lived for thousands of generations in harsh, cold climates. It's no wonder, then, that we've inherited gene variants affecting skin and hair pigmentation, greater strength of keratin fibers, or skin sensitivity to sunlight. These segments of DNA likely helped protect the body from cold and UV radiation at European latitudes. This is also why the pigmentation of European populations developed differently than that of African populations. Some Neanderthal variants influence fat metabolism and energy management. During the Ice Ages, this was an advantage. The body was better at storing fat and burning it more efficiently. But in the modern world of comfort and overeating, this can actually be more of a burden. Some segments of Neanderthal DNA are associated with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Another group consists of Neanderthal genes related to sleep and the body's response to light. This is a legacy of long winters. Genetic variants affecting circadian rhythms or biological clocks have a Neanderthal origin in some people. They influence whether you are a morning or evening chronotype, that is, whether you are a lark or an owl. They also affect the body's sensitivity to changes in day length and tendencies towards seasonal mood changes. Neanderthals were perfectly adapted to long, dark winters, and some of these adaptations simply survive in us to this day. Some Neanderthal haplotypes are associated with subtle anatomical differences, such as the shape of the nasal cavity or the width of the chest. These are not dramatic differences, but rather quiet reminders that our evolution was not isolated. The vast majority of Neanderthal DNA in the human genome disappeared quickly. Either it was disadvantageous or it simply couldn't establish itself. And so only what was useful or at least harmless remained. When we imagine Neanderthals, we often just see another kind of human, but the truth is that the Neanderthal lives within us not as a lost species, but as a part of ourselves in fragments of DNA that help us fight diseases better, adapt to the cold, and perhaps even sleep better in some cases. It is a silent connection that links thousands of generations and reminds us that human evolution is not a story of isolated lineages, but a web of ancient encounters. That's all for today. We've talked about a few interesting facts from genetics, specifically about what we've inherited from Neanderthals. In the next episode, we will continue with more interesting questions about genetics and evolution. I'm looking forward to seeing you. If you enjoy my storytelling, I would appreciate a like and a subscription to my channel. I truly value your support. Thank you and bye-bye.